Hello, everyone. It's me, Miffy, with another video again. Today, I'm going to be talking about Comet-Rantzz. If you guys don't know her, I think she's like a slime rant YouTuber. No, this is not a hate video. This is just me responding to her newest video and how she was really, well, kind of mean in the comments, I must say. Um, Also, this video is, yeah, like I said, this is not hate. This is just me sharing my opinions instead of going to the comments and, dealing with that. So here's the video.
Hot take. To be honest, it's really not a big deal if someone wants a trigger warning.
I agree with you on that. Like, some people do really want, trigger warnings for certain types of things that, either make them uncomfortable and all that crap. So, yeah.
To something that genuinely is triggering. For example, blades, knives, bread cutting, or blood.
See, this is the stuff that makes me get very confused. She said bread cutting. Out of all of the things that I could probably understand, even though I'm not planning on putting these warnings in my videos, I know a bunch of people may be affected by this, but I've already made like a warning video telling people that are sensitive to knives and all that other stuff to just get off the channel. So that way I really don't have to just put warnings there. I said I was only going to put flash warnings and, other types of warnings. So bread cutting, this what makes me retrace it, like, hold on. This makes me retrace back to that video I made about certain types of warnings I don't want to put in my videos. Bread cutting has got to be one of them. It's not that I don't care about the people that, went through that and all that stuff. It's just that bread cutting, when you make a sandwich, don't you really have to cut bread in order to do that? Like, I'm not trying to be mean about it, but I heard a bunch of people in the comments that said bread looks like skin, and I don't know, I just don't get it.
I really hate when people say, the internet can't cater to you, or stop being so sensitive, it's just a blank. Well, not everyone thinks the same. Maybe one person might think that, but other people might see it differently because of trauma, past experiences, or even just phobias.
I don't want to be the one to trauma dump here, but I've went through SA, bullying, and all that other stuff, but I'm not constantly asking for people to put, SA warnings because, first of all, I think I've kind of already, yeah, sure, it still kind of traumatizes me to this day, and I do get these weird head twitches sometimes, which I don't know why I get those anyway. But I'm not going to ask the creator for a warning because I don't want to. Because if they don't feel like putting in a warning, then that's just them. That's what I feel like too. And yeah, I'm scared of the dark too. So I've got a fear, but at the same time, when it comes night, I don't have the lights on all the time. I have the lights off. Even if I don't like the dark and even if I'm paranoid when it comes to turning off the lights, I know I still have to turn off the lights and be very brave because you can't be scared all the time. Yeah, past experiences are traumatizing, and phobias can somehow be traumatizing to others, but it's not really the internet's job to, keep an eye. Well, how do I say this? It's not the internet's job to, simply just, I don't know. Because then these people that do want these warnings, they force people to do it in the most rudest way ever. And that's when tons of creators like me are not just going to do it. And we're just going to tell other people just to get out of our channels because I don't want to have to feel like I'm being threatened to put a bunch of warnings in a video that is mine. And you have control to your own channel and you're not really forced to put these warnings up there. I feel like it's best for these creators just to tell people to leave their channel like I am, even if they don't want to listen to you. So yeah, but I understand where Comet is coming from.
Putting a trigger warning on a video you know could be extremely triggering is not an extremely hard thing that takes 10 years.
Most people don't know if any of the things that they're putting in their video might be triggering to others. So instead of just putting a warning, I mean, I think it's best to just ask the person to do so. Um, yeah, but if no one knows that it's triggering, I think it's just best to clarify.
It's just an easier option.
It may be an easier option, but uh in my opinion, I feel like it just might be easier to tell the people just to get off your channel so that way you won't have to deal with so much drama. You know what I'm saying?
Comment out.
Well, yeah, that was the end of her video. So I was originally looking at her video on the TV and I went to the comments. I agreed with some people's comments, but I felt like when I looked into the replies of at least some of the comments, she was kind of saying, well, I'm not going to say she was saying rude things, but she said it in such a rude tone. I feel like maybe Comet should have been, maybe just a little bit more professional than what she said towards those people in the comments by calling them rude when you just need to hear out their opinions. I feel like slime ranters are supposed to really hear out people's opinions, and a person I know who really does a good job on that is Claire Slime Rants. Um, so I don't know if you guys know Claire, but she is one of my favorite slime ranters actually because she's very understanding, nice, and she doesn't care if people disagree with her or not. I but I feel like since I've been watching comment over the past few weeks and months, I don't know. I'm starting to think that maybe I should just go back to watching Claire, not in a mean way. It's just that the way she responded to these comments were so unprofessional, and it's just making me not anymore. I don't know why. I feel like just when people just start changing up the way I don't know. She makes her videos like it's very friendly, but I don't know. My mind thinks crazy things, and right now it's thinking that, maybe Comet's not a nice person. Just maybe mean or something. I don't know. That's just what I'm thinking though, but that's not what I'm actually implying. It's just what I'm thinking. So I think I'm going to be looking at the comment section and the way she replied to it probably tomorrow because my YouTube is not working. So yeah, goodbye and see you tomorrow. Never mind, my YouTube started working at the most craziest moment. Just took me to make this whole video just for it to work. But yeah, I couldn't find the comment for some reason. I don't know if she deleted it, but she did call one person rude for expressing their opinions. Cause I don't know, I was looking at all the replies and she just sounded very passive aggressive about it, which is not really professional. But I did find at least one comment that was left out, and y'all let me know what y'all feel about this. Her response is at the bottom. Her response was wrong plus ratio to this person, and I believe the other people were also mocking this comment as well, which is not nice. I feel like when it comes to slime rants, if you're ranting about something, you need to at least let people share their opinions, even if you don't agree. And wrong plus ratio doesn't sound pretty professional coming from a slime ranter. So, yeah, I also have another comment that I want to show. I get it that in this comment she was like really mad and all that other stuff, but this is also not a professional way to respond to a comment that you think is offending to you. I would say just ignore these comments instead of just trying to respond to them all the time. If if I was you, I would just say maybe delete the comment if you feel like it's bothering you that much to where you have to come out as passive aggressive. And I also wanted to say that in her pinned comment, she did say that instead of bread cutting, it was dough cutting, but dough also turns to bread, so it could possibly be the same thing. And she's told several people to tell her to not to tell her to stop telling her to go to therapy. I mean, I'm not saying that they're telling you that for a good reason. I'm just saying that they probably think that dough cutting seems a little bit extreme, even if they quite don't understand it, which is well, that's their opinion, and that's kind of what the internet is for. You share your opinions with other people, and there's no point in becoming passive aggressive with comments or being upset at others or calling them rude because they have a different opinion than yours. Like you said, a bunch like one person ain't really going to agree. There's tons of more people that aren't really going to agree with you, and you kind of have to take that, because I see more comments and she's just hearting the comments, all of them, which is not bad, but she's also hearting the ones that, I don't know, would probably make her angry in my opinion, but she chooses each and every comment to respond to. So if anything, she's not really responding to every single one of the comments, but she is also hardening the ones that probably maybe you would think that they would also make her angry too, but I don't know. But yeah, I think that's all I have for today, and that's all I saw where she kind of, acted a little passive aggressive in her. I mean, which is her choice. You can be passive aggressive, but still, it is your fans, and that really doesn't have a good look on you. This is not a hate video. This is just me explaining my opinions and expressing myself in a really different way instead of just going to the comments. So, yeah. Bye everyone.